Check, check, check. There we go. Microphone wasn't muted. Streamlabs just decided, no, you're not allowed a microphone anymore. Unsure of why that is, but it is what it is. So, we're back for the last time with our Orc buggy. Jason, cheers for that, host. We've got some OSL to do. We've got some basing work to do. We've got some pigments to play with. And then we're going to start on Rykenor. We're going to get a lot of values down on this guy today if we get the chance to. Now I'm going to start off with an apology. I'm not feeling particularly well. I think Sunday's like big mega clean down of the desk and the dust that was there has caused an allergy reaction. So we're a bit puffy around here. There's lots of snot, lots of sneezing. Tim, cheers for that sub, dude. And so today's stream might have slightly more mucus than we want. And let's be fair, there is no like allowable amount of mucus. So just please forgive me if there's like a sneezing fit or I have to blow my nose or something. Can't change that. Frog Lane Studio! Where's my raid alert? There's my raid alert. Thank God for that. I thought that was broken. Whew. Lord Endus. Frog Lane. What up, bro? How's it going? Jack Groder. So we've got some medicinal apple juice from... oh, I want to say Barbados at this point. Can't remember. Right, here is our Orc buggy. This is complete. We sculpted this base yesterday on the Hellstorm stream. And now we're going to paint this part of it. We're going to start off doing this. We'll get the powders down. Then we'll put this off to one side. We'll do the OSL on things like this and this. Then get a little blue spray underneath here just to give it a little bit of that, that glow on the base as well. And then we're done. That's it. There ain't no more. Let's get to it. So in the chat, let's see what we got. From the studio, painting 80s orcs tonight. Dragsta and Pigments to get them out. Nice, dude. I like it. Danny, good, I guess. You saw your medicinal juice on Discord. That was some good looking medicinal juice, dude. I did like it. I like that quite a lot, actually. Spindle Shanks, how you doing? Medicinal apple juice from Hereford is way too medicinal for normal people to consume. If you drink it for long enough, one of your eyes actually goes further up your head. How many bits do you want me to paint like a void dragon? All of it. Why not? Just do all of it. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry, bro. I tried at that point, and then you were asking questions. I'm like, time to fess up. Nightmare, I'm good. I'm good. Allergy attack has left me full of bogies. So, apologies for sniffing, sneezing, blowing of the nose. Quick Rim, that part I understood. Big Pacific Rim fan. Hellstrom guy! Yes, cheers for that host. Thanks, man. I can't believe the savagery that happened to you yesterday in a stream. You got temp banned from a stream when all you want to do is support somebody. Clearly someone's had a big impact on your life. And I am genuinely sorry that happened. However, I'm not sorry that you have chosen Hellstrom guy as your like spirit animal. I think that's quite cool. Hey, cheers, bro. 6 months strong. Keep up the good work. Stream's been going great. Thank you, dude. Thank you very much. Gonna raid and run? Hey, no worries, dude. You go chill. Get that head sorted. So the base, we're doing a kind of brownish road, as you can see. Like dirt track. We're kind of thinking. Skeptic! Yes, dude. 5 months now, man. 5 down. Relationship just got real. Work hard. Much love. Cheers, brother. And we're on the hype train. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 2 streams in a row with a hype train. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Jim Martin. He's getting his 6 months badge as well. It was very rude, how strong guy. It was very, very rude. So just going to hit base rim a little bit with this. We don't want to leave it with a brown base rim. You can guarantee that, but you know, let's get it down. We're not using a undercoat at all on this, so it's fine. Stu, cheers for that host. Glass Joe, how you doing, bro? Let's start working up with some of this burnt rubber. Tilts. Goblin Green Rim, not even close to a chance. Tim says, what's everyone working on tonight? What is everyone working on tonight? I spent all day with some Custodes Dreadnoughts. We finished assembling the Telemon and all of the Achilles Achilles Dreadnoughts as well. This one's got a two-handed stab. Loving it. Got one throwing a javelin. Got another one that's kind of like firing his flame with the one hand, just spear at the ready. Jim Martin, thank you for the host. Amada as well. If I'm out, brush you ready, ink standing, just can't decide the mini. The one on the left. The one on the left. Toonie Spruce, thank you very much, bro. So there were two champions chosen for the Amsterdam Battle Brothers Busy Brush Brawl. One by their panel of judges, which went to my good friend Stu Headley, who painted the amazing Gazgol. I mean, that was pretty damn good. And the other one was the People's Vote, which I won. I am the People's Champion. Oh yeah, we can give it some of that. We'll do the elbow drop. People's Champ! Loving it. Jay is the people. Jay is some of the people. He's at least 1.5 of the people looking down at this stage. So, but thank you to everyone that voted. I do hope you voted. If anyone is in the chat that voted for me, you voted for me because you thought I had the better work, and not just because I was the one asking you to vote. I'm very, very proud of what we achieved with Lenny and Carl. I think, considering I've never done anything even close to that before, that we nailed it. So, no, The Rock is no longer the People's Champion. The Rock retired. The Rock is now the People's Actor. I think I've just taken over as People's Champion. What can I say? Sorry, Dwayne. You snooze, you lose. So just getting in with some burnt umber on here. Basically, we're going to just sort of work a slow but steady progression up using the airbrush on the base to give us a final kind of light texture, but with plenty of movement throughout it. So we're retaining these very dark Rhinox hide patches there where the wheels have compacted the dirt and the skid marks. So preview a champ to the eyebrow thing. That's about. I don't even know if it's the right eyebrow. That's about as good as you're gonna get. I don't have the elastic face that The Rock has to be able to raise the eyebrow beyond the limits of my actual head. Cheers, dude. 2D Sprues has said, the art was epic from Rumpel, but you really push yourself with ESL. It looks so realistic. Well, as realistic as a model can, and that's who got my vote. Cheers, bro. Need sticky tape. I've got some, like, parcel tape, but I'm not that desperate to get the people's eyebrow going on, you know? He has no hair to stop his eyebrow. Back in the day, Rocky had hair that, like a chia pet sat on his head. So, you know, like, it's not all about the hair or lack thereof. Hype train is over. We've got a level 1 emotes. This is good. Full set. Shout out to MCG Jager who helped me with paperwork stuff. My massive print order meant I could buy a second machine. Soon I'll print you too. Nice, dude. So what is this operation that you have going on? Because this definitely sounds a little bit more involved than we first thought. So we've added in some Menoth White base, not highlight. And we're going to try and leave a lot of these really dark recesses. We're going to get in there with the pigments in a bit, obviously. But for now, let's just keep them nice, full of shade. We'll start getting some of the tips on this. We're just letting the overspray do a lot of the work. So we just line up to sort of blend down. Just hit those sides. We'll come back in and hit the other sides at the outside of these areas as well in a second. But you can see what's going on there. We're just getting that little bit of a transition up the sides of these tracks. Isn't it a documentary talks about his first ever match? The Rocks. Wasn't that Beyond the Mat? I'm pretty sure I had a friend that had a copy of that on VHS, so pretty sure I have. I guess I'm admin man with a shite. So I heard a thing on the radio. I listened to Radio 2 because it's in a radio station that my car can reliably pick up, as it doesn't have an aerial. Oh, my car! Like that's a saga. The car is not feeling very well at the moment. But yeah, I listen to Radio 2 in the car because it's in a station it can reliably get, and everything else just sounds like shit. And Radio 1 is awful. But I heard one of the DJs, MCs, they're not really DJs anymore, I guess, but one of the radio presenter people asked a question. What's the one, like, rubbish superpower that you could have that would make you the envy of all of your mates? So I want to hear the chat's versions of their pretty shit superpower. So we're not talking like I'm Wolverine, so I heal super fast and I'm basically impervious to death. Not that. And we're not like, oh, telepathy or invisibility or like whatever else. None of those things. It's gonna be a shit superpower. My hands wash themselves. That's fine. The ability to determine the value of dice rolls. That is a bit of a shit superpower. That would make a lot of 40k nerds very envious. However, you'd literally cheat your way through to like any success on the table, and so that'd be really shit on you as well. Skeptic says my minis prime themselves. Des says 14-inch Coke can round shits on demand. Mate, you're never ever gonna waffle stomp something that big. So that is a very shit superpower on many levels. Superior hindsight. I mean, Matt said hindsight as well. Who else has got like a shit superpower to be like, you know what, if I had this, this would make my life easier. It'd be cool. Son of Mass Control. Cheers for the 5. But is ultimately just a shit superpower. Always be in the shade. Are you ginger? because that would be a great superpower if you're a changer. Tilts, we don't have enough emotes. You still have that superpower, but you work once a week. Brilliant. The power of suggestion, says Rival Sarah. Postal seller, like skid marks. On the base, never thought of that being done. Hey, it's easy, dude. We did it last night at Hellstorm stream. This bit took like 20 minutes. It would have taken less, I imagine, if I hadn't been just sat there nattering to Mikey. So, but it's super easy. I think I ended up with just a bottle cap and just like scraping it along there and done. Perfect signature on any attempt. Oh, that would be good. That would be a good one. Matt says, you got to produce belly button fluff that tastes like whatever you want. Nice. Jesus Christ, Too Many Sprues. That sounds awful. That sounds really awful. I did go full rant. Yeah, we did have a proper rant about how shit the Orc Squig Rider is as far as the 40k miniature is concerned. And in my opinion, I think it's just a very bad version of what it might be as well. Like, I don't think it's very good. I think it's very bland. I don't think there's any real personality to it. Not all of that is the paint job. The paint job on the Orc skin was just a bit like phoned in, I thought, but you know. Sending an airbrush blindfolded, that is a good superpower to have. Gumblina, I feel I'm basically just providing Mikey with content. So like I have two jobs. I provide all my own content, I provide his own content. You know. I always turn up to the stream with an insightful question to ask. Something to drive some discussion. A bit like this superpower one. So my superpower, which is a shit superpower to have, but I feel would be an awesome superpower for me, was the ability to autonomously work while sleeping. So I could sleep, and then while I'm sleeping, the body's just like, just do this airbrushing on the base, because like Jay's asleep and this is easy, which is cool. Tell you what, while he's asleep, let's assemble these Tyranids that we've got here. To cry some more? He's crying. How you doing, bro? Sorry, I'm gonna miss several things in the chat because due to my sinuses being slightly inflamed, I actually can't read most of it. So yeah. Would make the chronothons really odd. Oh, would it not? That'd be amazing. Like, so we're 14 hours into the stream. I'm just gonna go to sleep. That wasn't bad. That'd be so cool. Like, the chat would be there and like, what the fuck is this guy? He's just a bit quiet, isn't he? Teleportation. Teleportation is way too good a superpower. It has to be a shit superpower that somehow still makes you the envy of all your friends. Autonomous sleep working. And it's got to be work. That's the thing. It has to be working. Not like I was going to sit here playing Call of Duty in my sleep or whatever, unless that becomes your job, I guess. But you have to work while you sleep. Can't read the science being blocked. Sounds like a true shit superpower. It's a very shit superpower. Instantly demold. Oh my god. Oh, I totally missed a step on that one. Just wave your hands, models detach themselves from sprues, all of the flash, all of the mold line is gone. It works on nothing other than plastic, resin and metal, and it only works at all on miniatures. Skeptic, no. No kids. Miss Half Damage, how you doing? And thank you very much. People shop! Saragon, how you doing? Didn't see you coming to chat. Wet palette, sealed and moist for 2. No. No. That's not good. That's a good solution. Yeah, just start the fuck over. The ability to put flat pack finish gear just a bit faster and more efficiently than everybody else. Shit superpower. Checks out. Envy of mates. Yeah, checks out. Like, oh, look at Cricket over there. He's already done. I'm still getting these shelves together. Everyone's how to keep outlines thin using a super fine brush and paint dries too quick, using a bigger brush and paints too thin. What size brush are you using? Because I use a size 1, so super fine to me is already a size 1 because there's plenty of sharpness in that tip. So the power of invisibility, but only if no one is looking. I feel that's the Emperor's New Clothes of superpowers. How to be able to hail a cab on the first attempt. Okay. Okay. You have to sit on the London Tube and not sit near the weirdo who wants to be your best friend. Wow. I never ride the Tube. If I go to London, that's it. Like, I'm just walking everywhere because I hate the tube stations. They're better than some cities. Oh. It's painful. You didn't have any chat up lines. This bad joke received well by the intended audience. Damn. Oh, nice one, Danny. Is it in the month stream in a week? Yes. It's a week today. The 30th. So, not long. Not long to go. Remember, guys, spend your meeps. You're not going to be able to use the meeps that you currently got for our army giveaway at the end of April. You have to basically buy meeps over that weekend and use them to create your tickets. Right, that looks like enough airbrush in there. I'm going to blow my nose quick. Oh, sinuses as just bastards. Love it. The ability to get good blends is what I'd kill for. Oh, all you need to do is practice. That's it. That's what you got to do. Thick odds. That's not a shit superpower. We'd all like that. Yeah. Oh, Matt wants to tell a story. What story would you like, sir? Give me a theme, and if I've got a story for it, we'll pull out a story. It'd be if you accurately and clearly understand what I'm trying to communicate. That's not a shit superpower. That would be OP. Except sometimes what I'm saying is like, oh, that's a really good idea. We should discuss that some more. And what I'm actually trying to communicate is, you're a fucking idiot. Get out of my face. So I'm not entirely certain I'd actually want that power. So maybe it is a bit shit. Jason, you can't spend Meeps on anything now. We literally use Meeps one stream a month. That's it. You build up your balance of Meeps throughout the month, and then on that one stream, you spend them. You buy your raffle tickets to try and win the voucher. Except soon, end of April, we have the raffle for the army. Today we bought the Tyranids. We've got some Forge World Ripper Swarms coming. We've bought Warriors, Zoanthropes, and Carnifexes, or Carnify. Brilliant. What superpower would you have liked to have got you out of an embarrassing situation? That's the story you want. Remember, guys, I don't have... Like, I really just don't get embarrassed about stuff. If I did, I never would have told you guys the LGT19 story. And I think whatever the embarrassing situation is, just having like invisibility or like teleportation are probably going to cover it anyway. The Nids did win. The Nids did win. Crazy Hank, the Meeps are definitely real. And remember, the first place prize is that fully painted Tyranid list. Old One Eye, a Neurothrope, 5 Zoanthropes, 9 Warriors, 3 Rippers, and a Carnifex. Fully painted, fully based, lock, stock, the lot. I don't think I can give you channel points back. So pick another topic. That's his superpower. They're not giving a shit. That's my superpower. All the embarrassing situations, I've used the superpower of not caring what people think about me, and I've managed to get out of them. There you go. So that is the first place prize, that Tyranid army. The second place prize is the Sisters army. A Canoness, 9 Repentia, a Superior, 5 Battle Sisters, 5 Celestians, and a Rhino. That's a good second place prize. Shadow Shrine! The Prime is yours this time, see? Oh, it's a face. Cheers, dude. Thank you. Your superpower is surviving multiple brain injuries without CTE. I think my superpower being that this has about the same density as, like, concrete has definitely helped me out. Drunk Mystic, you'll need to get them over that weekend. So over the weekend, it's the end of April. You've got time. Chill. You've got a dwarf head. It's too large to be a dwarf head. It's just a meat head, perhaps, but you know. Right. Pigments. So. Mass time. Oh, this is not going to go well, seeing as we already have, like, sinus issues today. But, yeah. But hey, this is the stream we're doing. What the fuck have I done here? There you go. Now, I tried to reach your screen and slap someone over the internet. My god, can you imagine? No, that would be really bad. That would be really, really bad. I'd have the world's sorest hands. Like, I'd be constantly slapping people in the head. It would be a never-ending stream of... Yeah, all the time. Oh. Matter, it's not that they're not clear. I'm not congested. It's the entire opposite problem. Like, so because I'm allergic to dust and extremely like fine animal hair, basically, and this is something that's only happened in recent years as well. Basically, when I did the deep clean of my desk on Sunday, I thought, oh, I should wear a mask. I thought, no, I hoovered all this yesterday.
So it's just dirt, it's not dust. And so, like, scrubbed everything. Clearly, there was still too much dust because yesterday sneezing, today still sneezing, and that's, you know, that's where we're at. Right, what we'll do is we'll grab a load of like natural tones from this Rival Craft set, and we'll get our base done. Then we will start experimenting with some of the more interesting ones. No humidifier, but equally I live somewhere that is always kind of humid anyway. Like, we're about a constant 55 RH here, so you know, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Right, let's grab some browns. Now I've got a massive selection of these, and if anyone can tell me which one out of this rack they think is the LGT19 Pigment, then I'll give them 1,000 meeps. One guess is all you get, and it's got to be the first 10, one of the first 10 people to get it. Then so after that, it's kind of too easy to guess. I haven't put them all out yet. Don't start guessing now, dipstick. Right, there we go. Here's all the natural kind of tones that we've got. So, let's see. Nightmare says second row. Wait, second row, second from the right. You reckon this one? No. Matter. Oh, Matter went the same guess. No. Right, so I guess second in from top right. This? No. Skeptic, third row, fourth from left. No. AD, middle row, second column. I mean, that's either of these two. Gumblina, top right. No. There's bottom middle. No. AD, you've had a guess already. You've had a guess. You're out. You're out. Jason, second row up. Second column from left. You reckon this one? No, I know that. Start. And Sarah, I know it's not on the label, but third row far right, Drunk Mystic. Drunk Mystic gets it. Brown iron oxide. That one right there is the LGT19 blend. Whew. So let me give you some meats. That's it. That's the Pigmo 19. Brown iron oxide. Truck Mystic. There you go, dude. Have some meats. Let's go with that. There you go. So, let's start with some really dark stuff. Let's go with, this is Ivory Black. That's too dark. This one is India Black. That's still too dark. I don't want black, sorry. I've got a bit of feedback about these pots. So, this looks lovely. Big fan. Dress, logo, all that stuff. Color name, what it's for, price. Excellent. But the only way I can see what color these are is by looking underneath. Which means the only way I can store them is upside down. And I'll store them in a big array like this. Or I have to stack them and just like do that and like, is it that? No. Is it that? No. Okay, where's the colour that I want? So that's my only criticism so far on the overall design, is if that part there essentially wasn't, then I'd get to see all of the pigment and I could stack them like that and see what it is that I've got. That might be something I just do myself. I just trim those off and away we go. Because I want to keep this information so that I know what I'm ordering again when I run out of this. I mean, this information isn't useful to me, but certainly avoid inhalation of dust. Wear suitable PPE. All of these things are extremely important to have on your product, and you know, so there is a gap in the label, but that gap is effing tiny. Like, there's my pinky finger. Like, you know, it's not. So that's not ideal. So we're going to grab some of that out. We're going to grab some of this Castle Brown Earth and Corvus Cyprus Umber Dark to begin with. The black ones we're going to pop away. That's a little too dark for now. Then we don't want the orange or the yellows, so we'll take those out entirely as well. That'll blow my nose again. You have a large pinky. I mean, it's not that big, really, in like comparison to other things. So, ugh.
Right, headphones are not going to be a thing today. We'll go without the musics. Oh god. Dear God, that was extremely necessary. Oh.
Sarah, you're absolutely right. Most other companies do, and I have a load of their product right here that we can prove that with. 1, 2, 3, 4 different companies worth of product, right? This one is at least, it's not so wide, but it's quite deep. So that I like. This one, same kind of issue, but it's got the length. Hey, easy. This one, not ideal. Like, what you can see is this bit, but there's more surface area there. And this one is probably the worst of the bunch. But again, you can still see in from the side. They're aided by the fact that they've gone vertically with their pots. But I think this pot design isn't as good as this pot design. Because having used these a couple of times already, I know that that's much more stable on my desk. It's not likely to fall over and tip this shit everywhere. And it goes everywhere if you do. Also, when you're working with it, it's much easier to get into that. So I much prefer this style of pot, but you're, I think, the only manufacturer to put pigment in this style of pot. And so we're into this like unknown territory, right? This is brand new, and where normally you'd see this bit and this bit, but they'd be like that wide each. And this bit might only be that wide, but it would be that tall. You're not getting quite so much out of it. And what I'd probably do is, for me, just wonder how easy your stickers is. Not very, but so far relatively clean. Must say, good quality sticker. But that is, for me, a lot more useful. So I can stack those exactly what colour I'm reaching for. And yeah, good quality vinyl. I'm liking that. But let's get to it. So we've got a couple of browns there. We've then got to work up some of that, some of that, maybe some of that. I want to keep it kind of vibrant for now. So let's work with some of these, and then we'll stay away from the oranges. We'll probably use that kind of rusty colour. So we've got quite a few of these to have a bit of a play with. What we're going to do, like I said, we'll start with the darker colours, and we're just going to add small amounts of this into like various places on this base. And we'll end up with a lot of different earth tones across it. That's the plan. So shift all those out of the way. Right, pigments. To anyone that's never used a weathering powder, which is what I'm going to use this as. Essentially, it is paint in its raw form. So you could take this, add some water, acrylic medium, gloss varnish, whatever you want to it, that's going to give it a bit of viscosity, and then you've got paint. You can use it to paint your minis, and at some point I might even do a video where I do that. Why not? Make my own paint a la Rival Crafts. The way I use them though, for basing in particular, is to literally just sort of smash them into the base. So we've airbrushed our base. We're now taking some powders and applying those to the base. And this is like the sort of ultimate version of dry brushing, really. If dry brushing was a good technique, this is how it would look at the end. This is why you shouldn't dry brush. Especially bases, because this is so much easier, and it's going to give us a technique that actually looks like dirt, looks like earth, and has the right finish, the right sort of feel and look to it for those two things. Completely unlike dry brushing this. So we slapped a load of this down. It is literal dry brushing. It's very, very different to wiping paint off a brush and then rubbing the brush all over a mini, hoping that you get an effect that looks like what you're after. And you'll almost never get an effect that looks like what you are really after with dry brushing. So, a couple of things to note with this. You can just about see all this dust that's coming off, right? And we could keep wiping at our mini like this for as long as we wanted, we'd almost never get all of this pigment off. It's such a fine powder that it sits in the recesses and then just stays there. But already this looks a little bit like real dirt. That was a Cyprus Umber Dark. Now let's get some of this stuff. This is Castle Brown Earth, and this is definitely darker, less saturated than what we've got there. So we'll take a little of this, and we'll just do some dots. And we're putting this into the middle of our skid marks here. And all we're going to do is the pigment version of wet blending. So you could call this dry blending. I wouldn't, that sounds dumb, but that's basically what we're doing here is if this was paint that was wet, that would be a wet blend. And here's how you can get crazy variation on your bases with literally no real effort, using a shitty brush and some pigment powders. Let's start working everything else in. Let's go with some of the darker versions of what we've got here. Let's try this one out. This one is dark neutral brown, the one we just trimmed the label off on. Get a little of that on our brush, and we'll start working up towards some of our lighter areas. So we've got these bits around all of the raised earth. This is a little bit red. We'll put a little of that on this edge. Now we'll do something slightly different further down. Unlike regular paint with a drying time, you have as long as you want to take with this. It's already dry, but it's not the change state at all. This is what you've got. Now we're not going to fix it either, and you can see how much of this stuff is coming off. So you might be thinking, well, hang on a minute, you're just going to lose all of it. But you really won't, because if I take my finger and like aggressively rub the base, sure, we've got some on my finger, but we've got plenty on here. There's no need to fix your pigments down. And as soon as you do, as soon as you wet this, you're going to end up with something that has a different finish. Because instead of using pigment at that point, you've made paint. You've mixed that paint on the miniature rather than in a palette or a bottle or whatever else you might use. But you've basically made paint. And paint doesn't dry like this. It's going to look different. You know what, this was too bright. Let's go back to that last one we just used. There's nothing stopping you from mixing these away from the mini. So let's say you wanted to darken this down. You still wanted something with this nice kind of dark red, almost, burgundy's the wrong word for it, but, well, I mean, that's the literal definition for it, dark neutral brown. That's an artist's description of the paint. So you could mix this with some of the blacks that we've got and get a really dark version of it. Maybe you wanted to make this a little bit warmer, instead of it being such a neutral tone. You could take this, mix a little bit of red to it, and show a little bit more red, less neutral. You could mix green with it. It's literally the limits of your imagination when it comes to pigments. There's so much you can do with them, and you will get better effects doing your bases this way than if you dry brush them. That's not hyperbole, that's not me on some like anti-dry brushing crusade, because as much as I dislike the finish that dry brushing gives, if it was still a good technique, I'd use it and I'd advocate its use. But this is a better way of doing it. It requires no additional time. Not really, maybe another minute or two. But for that little amount of time, you get a big payback. Let's try a little bit more of this now we've got a stronger base down. We'll just put in a couple of dots like before. We'll blend those in. We're looking for variation in our earth test. I'm not specifically on an anti-dry brushing crusade. Let's leave it at that. Mikey accuses me a lot of being a gatekeeper. I want to address that, so I don't think I am. As long as people paint their minis, I'm happy. But if people ask for advice on how to do a better job of painting their minis, then I'm going to give them the advice that they're asking for. It might not necessarily be the answer that people want, you know. But if somebody says, "Hey man, what do you think of my miniature?" I'm going to give them an accurate answer. And if I don't, then I'm being a shit, is the way I think about it. I'm not doing them any favours by saying, "Sweet man, looks great, you've done fantastic. Everything you've done, absolutely spot on. Don't change a thing." And we've all seen paint jobs that aren't good, that you've sort of laughed at. Like, think about the Marine with the eyes that are like painted this big and so on. We've all seen them on the internet in various memes and so on. Like, you're not helping somebody out by saying things like that. So, like, I don't consider giving advice gatekeeping, and I don't consider telling people, you know, instead of dry brushing, what you could do is this: be gatekeeping either. See, I have no idea, dude. Put it this way: like, if I'm not wearing this tomorrow, my allergies should start up again. I'm gonna wear this. I'm gonna do this bit. I'm gonna pause the stream quick, just put the video back screen. I'll take this board outside and give it a damn good shake off. Wipe my desk down quick, and then we can go back to airbrushing and doing our RSL. So, like, if you suffer from asthma or any other respiratory issues, this may not be for you. Especially if you do this in the area where you sleep. At that point, you probably need to maybe, like, just have a think about it. Really think about what triggers your particular condition. So for me, dust. This is all these things are, is dust. And sort of weigh up the benefit of doing it, you know. Just mix all those in a little bit more. Groovy. A little bit more down here. Let's go on with some of this red actually. And then we've got some lighter colours. We've got some lighter yellows we can use. We've got some greys that we can use to change this up a little bit. But before we do, have a look at what this looks like now with our chalk pastel pigment is basically the same thing, because you are essentially turning that chalk into a powder. It depends on how well you've ground it for this. Like, I've got some that I use for various different things, mostly to just like get a particular colour for a base, and it works. But this is probably going to be a better version of that. For a Glade plugin, now, Drunk Mystic, it's because I've got a sneeze. And we're back. Eyes. It's because we're getting a different set of values down. So you can still see the difference between like what we've got here and what we've got here and what we've got here. And that's what we've done. We've applied values using our... no, there was no like horrible geezer of bogies coming out or anything. So. Yes, so it's a value layer. So imagine this is like glazing over a value layer, which is exactly how we're going to be painting Reichenor, actually. Right, let's try some of this. Got lightning. It's on this place. Boy, got some of the MIG stuff, not used any yet. To be fair, the MIG stuff is good. Like the biggest question is this better than anything else you've used, Jay? Like, is there a reason that I should buy the Rival Craft stuff instead of the Cromlech, the Vallejo, the MIG, like, you fucking name it, right? I've already said about how I like and prefer this pot design to the traditional tall pill bottle style pots. This is much better for what I do with this. I'm going to do some on this in a bit. Just finishing off the base with some of these, and then we'll work for it. Maybe use some of the more esoteric, weird colours on that, like get some blue going on and things. Oh, Jesus Christ. Other than that, is there anything already jumping out to me that means like you should definitely buy above all else these Rival Craft pigments? They apply better than some that I've used. Basically what you're looking for with this is how fine a grind is there on your pigment. If your pigment is really finely ground, it'll go on really well. For this specific kind of use. These are going on super well. They're very fine. I'm a big fan of what we've got so far. Otherwise, it's a bit too early to tell. Like, these are definitely better than some of the Cromlech ones that I've used. Just straight out the bat. But not necessarily all. Need more time spent evaluating. What I will say though is that if they were on par, I'd still support Sarah and Rival Crafts because of the customer service you get, because of the fact that it's a local business. I'd like to support that. And so yeah, there's lots of reasons that I'd buy these over another company's product, just in general. Oh, right. So there is our face. Definitely looks like a muddy track. Give me 1 minute, I'm gonna blow my nose. Oh, fuck, the microphone wasn't. Damn it! I swear I pressed the button, it just didn't. Oh. Yes, it's pretty horrible. Raining. Right, let me go one stage lighter with it. Let's try one of the more yellow hues. That's a little too yellow. That's yellow ochre. That's too much. Let's do a little bit more bone. Warm yellow. No. What's this one? What's that one? Oh no, that's like full yellow. This one looks good. Light sienna. Ugh. It's a bit off tune. I mean, listen, that was practically a line from Nelly the Elephant, alright? Right, I've got one more thing we're going to do with this, which is very quickly just hit it with a hairdryer, and that'll take anything that is loose and get shot. And I do that just straight into the bin. So just down there. Oh. Dear friends, don't worry. Oh, I'm not worried about it, dude. Like, it's just, I would much rather have you guys not had that inflicted upon you. So, as a professionalism issue, right, that's where we're at with that. Not, again, like, it's not like I'm going to get embarrassed about anything. And Matt, I still need you to pick another topic. You picked a topic that I didn't have a story about. We need another topic. These are the rules. I cranked my volume to compensate for the mask. Well, in that case, I'm really sorry, bro. Like, really sorry. But there's like fucking all I can do about it. Foghorn, yes, definitely. But there we go. We have a base that looks very much like a sandy, muddy, dirty base. And I think that looks much more realistic than if you dry brushed it. So this is why we use pigments. We're going to glue this guy down. Leave it in there. So we're going to put a few more pigments on our buggy to make sure it ties itself in with the base, the terrain. And then, when you get some more pigments on that, do some OSL, buggy is done. Right. Get your super glue on. Oh. No, we don't do sound effects and stuff on screen. But there's a lot of people that do, I know. I'm sure it's fun, but especially when we're doing things like commission work on stream, the last thing I need is a fucking goat scream or whatever to shock the shit out of me and get me to go wrong on somebody's model. Pearl Jam, cheers for that host. Oh, we had one earlier on as well, MC. Sorry, I didn't miss your host, I just didn't give you a shout out for it, for that I'm very sorry. Right, just squish this down. So, varnish option pigments. Varnish before. Definitely varnish before. Because if you varnish afterwards, you're going to change all of this. Because you're going to make it wet, and then you're going to turn it into a paint, and it'll dry differently. Pigments best for the glue sticking. If you put on enough, the answer is no. Like this will hold. This is Gorilla Glue. It's good glue. We give it a lot of pressure to get right down into the base, as well as just the top level, and that will get a really good hold. As well as that, when the super glue dries, it will have sort of taken all of that pigment. It will have basically turned into the world's shittest paint. Because there's some drying time on that. You know, that's a pretty quick drying paint. And it will create a sludge that kind of fits in with the base. Worst hobby-related scare / near-miss incident. Ooh. Ooh, God, that could be an interesting one. I've had a few that have still had an effect. So it hasn't just been like an oh shit moment. It's been like an oh shit and then a problem. Alpha and Flocky. I've just really butchered those, so we'll try and get away with the fact I said them fine, but the mask has muffled my voice, and that is why, you know, we couldn't talk there. So it's perfectly in my head. So hobby scares. I was cleaning my airbrush once, and the needle is like horizontal on my desk, so it's like this. It's on the edge of my desk. And I do something, I reach out and grab something on my desk. I think it was just another part of the airbrush to clean. And as I pull back my shirt, my hoodie sleeve, knife the needle rolled. And it was rolling off the desk. And I'm like, shit. So to catch it on my legs, so I moved my legs and put my thighs almost together so that it would land on that rather than on the floor, where it might obviously bend the needle and like maybe just damage the tip. As it fell off my desk, I was slightly too late with my reaction, so I like wedged my legs together, except they caught the needle. Like, legs here, needle here, then legs there. So the needle is like right into my leg. I had to pull the needle an inch out of my left leg. Oh, ow. Ow. But the needle was fine, so that's all that really mattered, right? So we've done that one. I'm sure there have been some commission ones, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. I've had a few bits where I've painted something one way, the client wanted it painted another. So it turns out one of the absolute best ways of doing like a verdigris bronze is by starting off by painting a red marble for about 2.5 hours and then painting it bronze and then adding the verdigris. So that initial step of like painting marble by hand for 2.5 hours, that's the important part of that process. That one's super necessary. What else? I've bought the wrong paints at times. I bought, GW used to have a paint back in the day that was called Smelly Primer. And it's shit. It was like the worst version of white ever. And you think that the current version of white is bad. This was like the literal worst white you could ever get hold of. Yeah, that was terrible. Just throwing pigments everywhere. I'm trying to find the Mohawk 19 paint. I don't have to read the labels. It's here somewhere. Is that it? Brown oxide. Here we go. Yeah, I bought the wrong paints for things before. Accidentally bought the Vallejo Gloss airbrush primer instead of the matte one, but it turned out I needed the gloss for my Necrons, so it kind of worked out in the end. Right, let's add some pigments to our Mini. Let's see what it's like on these. So taking the same brush, just gonna start dotting that in. And then this is a technique that I've kind of developed for applying pigments to minis rather than applying them to bases. You want to get that all over the surface, and you've got this brush that's loaded with pigment. Then you will take a flat brush that's kind of clean, very soft bristles, and then brush them that way. And it will sort of feather it out a little bit. It'll help you sort of move it around on the surface, but it will just remove enough of that. Help blend it all together. We can get some of this on our wheels, we can get some of this on our like side bits, whatever they call that little extra bit of armour. And no, I don't mean Celestial Grey, I mean like GW had Skull White back in the day. They don't call it that anymore, they call it something else. And they also had Smelly Primer, which was like a white primer, and it was the worst thing. It was so thin. It was just absolute crap. And because GW it was kept literally next to, like in their vertical paint racks, kept right next to white. Timmy, you'll have to find out for yourself, mate. Sometimes they can do very little change. Sometimes they can become desaturated. Sometimes they get darker. You're going to have to just give it a go with the powders that you've got, the medium you're using, and so on. It's nothing I can help you out with that. I did see your question. I did see your question earlier on. I was still trying to think of the best way to answer it, and I realised that there isn't an answer that I can give you. Okay, that one didn't quite go down, obviously. Focus. There you go. Yeah, focus, right? Okay, keep going. Let's not use this pigment. Actually, let's switch it up. Let's try some of the other ones. So that's the Mohawk 19. Let's go with this one is super dark. Let's try and get some soot going on. So this one is India Black. Let's see what this is like. No, it'll focus on my arms. If I move my arm in front, it'll pick up the skin tones and go, oh, it must be a person, so therefore that's what you want us to focus on. No. Almost always not. Here we've got kind of a mix of the brown and the black on my brush. Let's just try and get a shot of some of that. Get the black going there. Something quite sooty going on here. Especially in like, some of these goings. Oh, it's nasty as fuck. I mean, in a good way. Getting there really dirty at that. Not bad. A bit more in here. Just looking for some of those deposits to be sort of left in there. Just change that up a little bit. Cool. Let's go with another different coloured reddish brown, light brown. Let's do this one. This is the Cyprus Umber Khaki. The 920 is fine. You have to adjust the focus manually. So the way to do it is to double click on the camera in your scene, as one of the sources. Go to like settings for it, and then just manually adjust all of that. So if something isn't in focus, then manually adjust up or down. Because we used the 920 for over a year. It was only, we'll say middle last year we bought this cam. And things like the video capture card and everything else that came with it. And then it still took a while for us to be able to use it properly. It's not something that was ever really explained to me, like how to do it. We had to sort of muddle it out. And I still use the 920 now. This. That has the same issue that every webcam has though, which is that it's a webcam and it's designed to focus on a person, and so it's always changing the focus, expecting you to move around and wanting you to stay in focus. If I move forward, it'll focus. If I move back, it'll focus. Sometimes it'll get the background in full focus and not me. Like the other option is a GoPro, which a friend of mine has just bought one for streaming. Like you still need to get a capture card to run it through HDMI, clean output to your PC and so on. And at the amount you spent for his GoPro 7, I probably would just buy another like real cam. Next level painting in the chat, bro. How you doing? My main man, Kenny B, over here. What up, where? Please get a shout out for this absolute royalty of Twitch. Love the Dragsta. Cheers, brother. Going wild with some pigments right now. The new Rival Craft tech on deck. Giving it some nice finishing touches, and in a minute, I'm going to finish these touches off with some OSL. Yeah, looking real cool. Anyone, if you're not following Kenny, you haven't spent much time on Twitch. It's basically the answer to that, you know. Without this guy, I would never have started streaming. That's the truth. That's nothing but. We need to do something with these wheels up front. That's too bright. What we're gonna do is a little technique I stole from Kenny, in fact. This one's all you, bro. This one's all you. Like, buried in this drawer. Bottle caps. I'm gonna take some of this red. It's kind of very bright, like a, almost magenta. This one is called French Lacquer Red. Get some of this ivory black. Let's see what happens. So we've just made a new paint. I'm going to call this French Lacquer Ivory Black. Get some of this stabbed in. And you'll get decent adhesion to the plastic. Don't get it twisted. You don't need to seal this in. That will sit there pretty happily until somebody comes along and starts poking at it. And if they do, tell them to stop poking at your mini. Balling on a budget, but definite. Well, that's just taking some of that shine out. Change the colour up a little bit. Got to fit in with everything else that was doing there. Right, now what I want to do, let's try making a paint using these pigments. Let's make some paint. Get another bottle cap. I'll have a go with the blue. Let's grab this. Let's grab a cleaner but still terrible brush. Yeah. Bimbo pick mixed with black. Noted. That's probably close enough, man. Too much. And you know what? Makes sense. Slow improver. Joey, what up, dude? And Hairstyle Sarah, thank you very much, man. Well, that's hydrophobic to say the least. Okay. We'll thin that down. Just use some water. Never done this before. Literally making paint. So this is like very thin. Very thin. Not a lot of power behind that. So grab a little bit more pigment. could work. Give it a try. So we grab one of our old brushes, not anything new and good. Habit of a lifetime, right? Got to break it at some point, but it ain't today. So what happens when we add some of our own paint? That's nice. Going to give these a little bit of a different note. Okay, 3 minutes. You could get the oils out and do some streaking and things like that, but this is already looking good. You don't want to take away too much from the power that we've got in this yellow, right? Spleen! Oh, dude, thank you very much. I was absolutely blown away. Like, I totally didn't think I'd win. I was thinking, like, maybe... Oh, I'll tell you what, this has got a weird... exothermic reaction. It takes the heat and moves it away. Like, the back of my hand is cold right now. Cold. But yeah, didn't think we'd come in first at all. People's vote. Huge, huge, huge thank you to everyone that voted for me. Like I said, it was totally unexpected. Totally unexpected. Very proud and fascinated by how your company grew. Having a lot since I'm here for almost a year. Looking at Sarah. Yeah. A lot of like Pigments colors are just like legit. This is what they're called. So Ultramarine Blue is not named after a chapter of Space Marines. It's the other way around. They're named after the color Ultramarine Blue. That's GW are a big company, but even they can't try and swing that one. I like this little bit of blue that we're getting down here. That's nice. I see Orcs. I press follow. WK83 on Insta. Yeah, that works. I think I got that one right the first time. Cheers, bro. Thank you very much. Yeah, liking that subtle blue tone we've got to what's going on there. Finally got it right first. No way. No way. Leave it to the dyslexic guy to manage to get your name right. So now you're making paints. Well, let's expect to pick up the official Mohawk Miniatures Hooker Lipstick Red. Dude, there's never going to be a Hooker Lipstick Red. It's always going to be Hooker Lipstick Pink. Frankly, I don't know if I can improve upon the level of awesomeness that Vallejo have done with that. You know, but we'll see if we can hook you up. So far, I can tell you now, it's definitely having some of that. Where did it go? Trillion pigments on my desk now. Where was that French red lacquer or Italian lacquer, or whatever it was? None of those. It's a super vibrant pink, and I can't see it anywhere on my desk now. Is it this? Yeah, it's definitely having some of that in it. Like, definitely having something like that in it. Brilliant. You merely adopted the airbrush. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see highlights until I was already a man. Fantastic. Right, I'm going to go and get all of this off of here so I can take this off. We can go back to some airbrushing. We've got some OSL to do. We've got the engine to do. We've got a little bit on the gun to do. And we're also going to make sure we get some of that OSL down on here as well to really sell the effect. We'll be back. Do not go anywhere. Literally 30 seconds or less. See you in a sec. If I can press the button.
Okay, we're back. We've cleaned that. We've washed our hands. We've about to get a new glove on. Let's get to it. Some OSL. Oh. Just cleaned the pigments off my table yesterday. It's so horrible. It gets more and more and more. Mate, I scrub my desk every Monday. Except it's usually just like the sort of bits within reach rather than like picking up monitors and all that sort of stuff. Someone clip that now. Clip what now? Clip what? But yeah, pigments super, super, super good. Right, let's get some blues. We're going to go with nice dark blue. Let's go. I might even use a GW blue. No, definitely not, in fact. New scale blues. Go with some Caspian blue. Gonna work up with some Signal blue highlight. Gonna use some Lothern blue. You guys know how I like to do my blue. And then some sickly skin. Easy. What have I missed? What did you win? So I won the Busy Brush Brawl from the Amsterdam Battle Brothers. In fact, I'll show you a picture. Oh, if I can, of my winning entry. Here it is. Boom. This was it. This was Lenny the Abominant. We did this specifically for a competition. This was one of the giveaway minis that we won, so that we raffled off, and it was won by a member of the chat. And big fan. Sarah? Wow. Wow, there's a slight Freudian slip right there. Apart from almost killing you with the dew range, do you have a conclusion? I'm gonna say... God, there's so many jokes to be made and they're all terrible. I knows no bounds. I'm gonna say they're really good. Like, so far, we've got a really solid set of use for the pigments. Stop gaslighting. Yeah, I know. Ventress, no. I'm gonna watch that tomorrow. Yeah, all of the terrible jokes. All of the terrible jokes. Like, properly get you banned jokes. I didn't realise that they were only for, like, certain people, Sarah. Wow. Blaming that on your phone makes it so much worse, because autocorrect only autocorrects if you use the words often. Yeah, muzzle off. Yeah, I sneeze a lot right now. You know. GG dust allergy. Right, so we're going to 6-to-1 flow improver to paint with some of this Caspian blue. I want to go on really, really, really thin and start building this. But yeah, Sarah, I spent what, 100 quid on pigments for quite a big portion of your new range, and I feel that I have definitely got my money's worth. For several reasons. Obviously, the quality has to be up there, and it is. Definitely is. Loving what you've got come out of the Robocraft factory. These are brilliant. These are like night and day better than the last set that you put out. But these are really made for exactly what we're doing. So yeah, big fan. For the price, it's really good. The quantities that you're getting, yeah, definitely feeling it. what we're doing right now is we're putting down this extremely thin blue. As you can see, there's very little like punch to this. We're just getting this kind of an all over to set the tone a little bit, and then we'll start working up with some real like powerful blues soon. This is going to take a couple of coats just to like start the feel of the blue. I'm going to use these 5 balls as our source of our light. So. Right, I'm going to mute the microphone this time while I blow my nose again. That's how I feel right now. It did work. I saw the flashing light. Don't you even try. Got to check them out if you can. Absolutely, man. Exclamation point Tufts or exclamation point Rival in the chat. If you're UK based, like definitely the place to go for all of your basing needs. We've tried them all. We've tried the best that are out there, and Sarah's stuff blows them away. She does ship worldwide, so even if you don't live here, you know, still worth a check out. Let's grab the hair dryer quick, nuke that down, give it another go. Is there a link? Exclamation point Rival. Exclamation point Tufts. There you go, right there. So that's an affiliate link you can use. That will help support the stream with no additional cost to yourself, and you can use code Mohawk to get some money off as well. For the big Wow Vegas diorama. Nice. Nice. I'm just hoping we don't get another flare-up of the deadly virus over the course of winter, because I don't want to carry on my LVO ticket again, you know? Alright, let's start working in a bit more powerful blue. Signal Blue highlight from P3. Yeah, fingers crossed, tournament's coming soon. I miss it, bro. I miss it. Glass Joe gifting another sub. That is 89th gift sub. Dude, you need to stop. You need to stop. I appreciate it, man. I really, really do. But look after yourself. Instead of gifting another sub, I want you to, you know, buy something nice for you. Get yourself a bit. Get a little takeaway meal. Seriously, bro, your generosity, extremely appreciated. Thank you. Okay, so now I've done a very, very, very thin light blue on all of this. Now you can start boosting that that power of our blue. So we're going on real thin. We're looking to use extremely light brush pressure. When I say brush pressure with an airbrush, I mean your trigger action. So how much paint you allow through the airbrush at any one time. That's a key here. We're still working 6:1 flow improvement of paint, right? So this is some of the thinnest paint you'll ever get out of your airbrush. But we're not getting any spider webbing, we're working real close, and you know that compressor's jacked up to full power. First trigger pull gives me 45 psi out of this thing. Swiftly drops down to mid to high 20s. But that first pull is a doozy. But we get no spider webbing, and it's all because of the amount that you pull back on that trigger, right? Keep that control. And this guy, go. So we finished up on this side. stitch it up. That's what that gun to do. We've got the base to do. Now let's start working that in from this side. Being careful, we're turning the miniature in different ways so we can make sure we're not just firing paint all down here. And it's got a little bit of a clog. I've had no issues at all using the Railcraft website. What is it that you said product's not loading? Which product? Sarah's literally in the chat at the moment. She should be able to help you out. What's going on here? Better. Little clog, we're all fixed, we're all good. Hopefully I lost the previous chat, back now, how to help. Sarah, WK83 on Insta is having a slight issue. Says products aren't loading on the website. Don't know if it was temporary and it's sorted. He's not asked anything again. Alright, there we go. Let's make sure there's no spots here where we don't have that blue. So just found one right there. Check all this out. Be sure. Hit all them spots. Okay, now we can start getting some of the effect of that light happening. So just being real delicate. Get some of this further back from there. Don't want to go too far. That's why you put that first coat of blue down, just to help getting some of the blue tones starting to come through on our metal. This is that effect of light now. Now you could spend a long time doing all of these if you wanted to, but where this sits right inside the back of here, not a lot of this is visible, so we're not going to go crazy with it. There's almost no issue. Check storage is blank. What browser are you using? Do you mind if I post some paint pots and see if you think I do gold? Anyway, with them, not sure I have what I need. Mate, my gold non-metallic metal recipe is Rhinox hide. I use Rhinox hide, I use burnt umber, I use flash gits yellow, I use Menoth white highlight, I use white, and I use a like Nagaroth night purple. That's it. Procreal, why don't you look at the stream where we did the Minotaur and check out the Procreal paints that we used then for the non-metallic metal gold that we did there. I suggest that would be the best thing to do, because not only would you see exactly what paints we used, and bear in mind we had the full range, they had the starter set at that point rather than the full range. I'm going to put the mask back on because that's blowing the pigment about. One sec.
No, bro, we did non-metallic gold as well. Started off with the non-metallic silver through the airbrush, which did okay, like it worked. But my non-metallic gold I'm actually still quite proud of. But I don't remember the names of the the Procol paints were used for it, just that they were there. Right, the gun isn't going to get much. Don't want to do a lot on this. I'm going to do this little whirligig. So just changing the angle like back and forth, making sure we're getting around it and not spreading this out too far. This one, to be honest, probably easier to do by hand than with the airbrush. But as soon as we've got the airbrush out, we're working through exactly the same progression. May as well, right? I'm going to hit that area. I'm going to hit just these coils down here. And what we're going to get something overspray on this middle section, we want the coils to be what's blue, not the hole at the end of the gun. So work tight, work close, work with light brush pressure to avoid that spider webbing. With a lot of pressure from the air rather than the amount of paint, so that you can get accuracy. It's all about that control, right? Dry it down. Give me a second coat. Let's go over the silver. Silver's going to change the finish. Malchete, that's what I use. Yeah. Definitely a dress bar and I press enter without changing anything. If it works, man, I ain't gonna fault it, but that's a weird one. So at that point it sounds like one of your cookies is having some issue and you just need to completely refresh the page. If the page is brand new, because you've never been there before, that shouldn't be the case. Cool. Right. Check all this is still good. I'm going to start working up second pass on all the facings of these. Now it starts brightening this one. That's professionally works, man. Cool, I'm glad, dude. So now I'm going to add in a little bit of our Lacquer Blue. Probably got 2, maybe 3, but most likely 2 highlights to do with this colour with the airbrush. Before we start adding that sickly skin in. And the sickly skin one will be one and done, and it's time for some quick washes to help get that detail and that separation. And then some brush highlights to really make it pop. Really good. So working in the middles here, building that brightness up, trying to stay real tight in to those centers, yeah? That's where we want the brightest point to be. They're starting to get that nice glow. Got a lot to do, so I'm going to fuzz those out a little bit now, give us a bit more room for those bright highlights. So second, maybe even third stage highlights with Lacquer Blue. So just letting the overspray like help us out here, aiming past the top of like what we're going for. So the overspray just coming below and sort us out. Oh, got down these allergies, man. There we go. Looking like gun. Try and aim for these 3 central points, right? That's what I want the bright area to be. Using a finger behind it, you see what's going on. We're aiming there, allowing the overspray to come in, hit our target for us, right? Oh, sweet Jesus. Sorry, guys. Oh, this is just the most fun ever. Love it. Brighten up the ends on that set of coils, these springs, whatever you want to call them. And then last step with this colour. And here, brighten the underside of this a little. So we've got that glow coming down. Probably should get onto this yellow a little bit as well. There we go. And also, this inside. Not too fussed about getting on the wheel, but certainly some of the insides of this superstructure we've got going on there. Not going to go crazy with it, but just a little dusting of that in there is going to help sell the overall effect. If we don't put it there, we run the risk of it like having an artificial separation. Don't want that. Right, let's go again with some Lacquer Blue. Just flush out some of this to top it up. Again, staying nice and thin. Loads of flow improver to paint. 4:1 at minimum. Here we go. Bright blue. So as before, starting off, hit them dots. Okay, looking luminous right now. We need to fuzz that one out a little, but not from too far. So what I've done is just back the airbrush away from the mini a little bit more, let that cone of paint just expand a little bit more before it hits our mini. It ends up being a little bit more diffuse, and that will do it. That's enough. What's going to happen next? Obviously, we get right into the middle of those areas with that sickly skin highlight pass. And then we're quick on the gas. We're all singing or dancing. Cheeky catchphrase. Use that little back and forth trigger motion. You see there, that rocking motion. So with the thumb, just like get your line in, and then bam, bam, bam. Just gonna put out a little bit of paint. And then the air that immediately rushes out past afterwards is gonna dry that paint. And then you can get more paint down if you feel you need it. Once you get used to doing it, it comes really quick. Just a very responsive pop, pop, pop. Right, last highlight, we're taking some sickly skin from P3. Love this, really good off-white, little blue hint to it anyway. I think this fucks off the line. Got so much work in it. Wow. So it turns out that those like automatic like responses of put hand in front of mouth to cough still exist when you're wearing a gas mask and, or respirator or whatever, you know? Who knew? Oh dear. Right, when using colours like sickly skin, you may need to add a little water to your mix as well, to stop it speckling. Anything that's kind of bright, so we're looking at like really light greys, we're looking at almost white, and obviously white. They can speckle coming out of the airbrush. It's to do with the size of pigment, like the way you make brighter pigment. So just test somewhere, like, you know, back of the glove, your palette, whatever. This is a little speckly, but because of the size of the heights at which we're doing, I think we're okay. We'll give it a try and we'll adjust if necessary. So I think we're okay. MC, what up, dude? I can't remember what the grading is for this mask, but I'm pretty sure it's P1A1, which makes it like perfectly acceptable for filtering out virus and so on. If it doesn't, is of course this immediately voids that. So can't have it all though, right? You know, we're not even going to do those with the airbrush. That's just asking for trouble. Right, last highlight with the airbrush. Going to use one more go with that sickly skin. And then it's time to get some washes down and some brush work. Put this guy together and he is done. Saki, what up? Glad you finally got the brush out, Tilt. Are you going to finally finish painting the model? Like, do we need another lockdown just so you can get a mini finish? Oh, I don't have sneeze coming. Oh. Let's just come out right up. As Arnie Spencer said, I'll be back. Love it. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Just hitting the centres of these, mate. Real tight. Done. Okay, let's quickly flush this through. Dry it down with a hairdryer.
Oi! Hit those recesses with a quick wash. And then highlight. Oh, again, once. Machete. Nice, dude. Quick hit with a hairdryer, and we're good to go. Oh, look at those sexy mask lines, right? So I stop, say hello, and see the progress. Nice, dude. Well, you've almost caught us for the finish line. So stick around for a little longer, you'll see this guy done. Right, I'm going to use one of my favourite washes right now. This is Secret Weapon Blue Wash. And I got given this because the guy at one of my local hobby stores could not sell it. He'd had it sat on the shelf for like a year. Couldn't sell it. This is an amazing blue wash. It's quite a light blue, as you can see. It's kind of a mid blue. Loads of power behind it, like so much power behind it. So, gotta love this. Need a little water on my palette, and I appear to have lost my water bottle when doing the cleaning. SJ, mate, as always, thank you very, very much for those bits. There it is. It stayed in this time. It stayed in. You're free from doing other cheers. No need. It's in the whiskey jar. Speaking of which, cheers, y'all. Right, let's hit some of these recesses. So this is super important. Like, whenever you do any kind of OSL, you've got to remember that light goes in straight lines. That's why they're rays, you know. Don't bend around corners, all these things. Looks like tasty apple juice right there. Sarah, you've had this particular apple juice. I've sent you a bottle of this particular apple juice, in fact. So you know how tasty this is. Just unlike some who have, let's say, a sensitive palate, I don't make stupid faces when I drink my liquor. I just go with the stupid faces in general. I feel that's an art we've successfully achieved 10 out of 10 in expert level. Yeah, Drakenhof is very dark. Sometimes you need that, don't get me wrong. Like, it's great if you're doing things like going back in over some blues for like ultramarines tanks and stuff like that. Hit those recesses with it, hit those flat areas to darken them down a little bit more through the airbrush. These are all great uses for Drakenhof Nightshade. But a lot of the time it's not quite right. Just because it's a little bit too dark, and it's not ideal. This is perfect for these. Well, the sort of Fireball was a present last Christmas. Much prefer the rum. Fair. Never had Fireball, but to be fair, cinnamon's not really my bag. Neither is flavored whiskey. I'm not really a snob about booze. I'll drink pretty much anything, at least try anything. But no, can't do cinnamon. Wang Eye, that was it. Wang Eye. Wang Eye is not essential for liquor drinking. Only for those with a weak disposition is that essential. Right, just going to wash some of these areas. Not going to do all of them. Just going to do some of the bits like around the very edge, so nearest to sort of the light sources. There you go. Bring up that blue. Why mess with whiskey? Exactly. Right, I'm good with whiskey with an E. I'm good with whiskey without an E. But just give me the whiskey. Don't give me. Here's the whiskey and the contents of my grandmother's spice cabinet. Or here's some whiskey that we put apple in. Like, why? But right now we're on the plantation. Some people make crap whiskey and need to add stuff to make it palatable. So I've been given a couple of bottles of Grants over the years by a friend that doesn't understand whiskey at all. Macy, dude, 18 months. Can we get some serious hype in the chat now? Exclamation point hype. A year and a half. What an anniversary, man. Brother, bring the heavy flamer. Oh, you like scotch? I got you some Johnny Walker Red. Yes, that's the scotch for those people that can also lick their own testicles. Oh, no. But anyway, I got given these bottles of Grants by someone that doesn't understand whiskey at all. And he got pulled in with the old, oh, it's a nice label, therefore it must be expensive whiskey, and therefore good. No. But however, if you add some sugar syrup, some Angostura bitters, and some maraschino cherries, like the proper ones, not those like awful candy ones, like the real good ones, to it, then you're talking. You know, check on the old Mohawk man, or old man Mohawk. I can dig it. That's fine. Right, let's get these highlights down. So we've got a mix of Lothern and Cyclic Skin. You know what? I'm going to use my new brush. Yeah, mate. It's one of those things that you find by accident. So we're going to like having a release of special vodka. We decided we couldn't do all the greeting shots with new vodka and use the cheapest plastic container of vodka. No one would notice. I was died laughing at a guy who was sipping it on the shop, being like, "That's an excellent vodka, best one I had, brilliant." Some people have no palate, and that's fine. You know, it takes time to sort of educate your palate and a bit of pull tastes out of spirits or cigars or cocktails or beers or whatever, and frankly food. But as someone that was a chef for a great many years, I've got a palate that's very well educated, to the point where, especially with food, I can tell how things were prepared, like by flavour. So I'll know that one part of whatever it is that I've just eaten has been frozen, for instance. Right. It's a skill that anyone can learn. Just pay attention to what you're eating and drinking every time you eat and drink, and it'll happen. As for similar skidding trace on the base of my boom deck with astrogranite debris, does not look so good not flying. It's because the Games Workshop texture paints are shite in comparison. So I use the Vallejo pumices. This is Vallejo Dark Earth. I've got some here. This one's empty. It's so much better. Phew. Oh, sorry. It's so much better. It's also so much cheaper. Like, this pot is like £9 on Amazon Prime. That's free delivery, which saves you about 40 quid a tub over the GW stuff. This is 200 mil. 200 mil of Astro Granite is about 48, 49 pounds. So just use that. Honestly, this is the way. And soon there'll even be a Rival Crafts pumice, which I'm very much looking forward to trying. We can finally get to a point where hopefully our entire base is going to be Rival Crafts produced, and that's it. Right, so I need the chat to lend me its ears for a bit. We have some real talk right now while I'm doing these highlights. So recently we ran a straw poll to see which army out of the army lists that the chat came up with we will be raffling off on our 2nd year anniversary stream. Which means we now know that we are painting a Tyranid army and that we are raffling it off. We know that. It also means that we know that our 2nd place prize, should we unlock it, is a new in-box Sisters of Battle army. So we've already sort of got to grips with 2 of our prizes. Now I've ordered the Tyranids. Full army, ordered, ready to go. Only 7 weeks. That's not bad, dude. That's not bad. But of course we need to know how we're going to paint it and how we're going to base it. And here's what I need from you guys. So over the next week, I want to get this poll up on Saturday morning. I run this poll from Saturday to Saturday. I need to know how you want these guys painted. Ideally with pictorial reference. So scour the internet. Go and look at Pinterest. Go and look at Instagram. Check out Facebook. You know, do a drawing, whatever. Don't troll me with the drawings because I'll just delete them if they're real obvious shit efforts. But go to the Streamiversary Lists channel and upload some pictures of schemes that you would like the Tyranids painted in. We'll then put it to a poll after I've built a list. There might be some that I veto. If I'm honest, I really don't like the coconut crab style Tyranids. I'm happy to do something similar with different colours, but I just don't like it. It's not all the dots. You know, it's not like the amount of work that we'd have to do on them or anything. It's really not. Because we've got a weekend to paint, what, 9, 15, like 17 models, 20 models, because 3 of them are Ripper Swarms. There you go. That's not really a challenge. So it's not the time investment for Coconut Crab. It's just I don't like them. Just not a fan. Never really appealed to me. But we've obviously got options for the sort of Brood Lord that we did. We did Hazard Stripe Tyranids. High Fleet Stabilo, where we painted that Swarm Lord for Des, that won that. We can use some of the regular GW designs. You know, I think High Fleet Behemoth looks really fucking sick. The blue and the red, or the sort of weird, dark, kind of really dark tealy blue, I guess. And the vibrant red, yes, that's good. That's super good. So there's loads of potential color schemes that we've got options for. Just need to know which one. So in Discord, !Discord for a link. Go to Streamiversary lists. Oh God, sinus pain and just discomfort. Oh, glad we're nearly at the whip. The whip might be caught short tonight. Wow. Those eyes, they're dead inside. But go and get some ideas up. We're gonna collect ideas between now and Saturday. I'll have a look out for myself as well. Though I'm obviously slightly biased towards some of the paint schemes I've already done or come up with myself, such as the Hazard Stripe scheme. But again, we'll put it to a public vote. It's down to you guys to decide what we're going to have. And we'll run that vote for probably a couple of weeks. I wish it was that, mate. At least I've had something fun to do. Right, 1 second. Again, apologies. This is super fun. I made it my resolution, guys. Start of the year, like I'm only gonna miss a scream. Yeah, that's how much we're done. I'm gonna miss a stream if we're on our deathbed, and I ain't there yet. So, you know. Oh, Imperial Bunker, dude! Long time. How are you, my friend? !Bunker, everyone. This is something you can go and see if you want to see me in a battle report. Here's the place to do it. Oh, very good. Miss your face. How you been? Been okay. Suffering from an allergy attack that we unfortunately inflicted upon ourselves when I cleaned the living hell out of my desk before installing these new monitors. The other day. They normally last between 24 and 48 hours. We're approaching the 48-hour mark, so hopefully tomorrow is a new day, a fresh day, and none of this. But it is basically wall-to-wall bogeys right now, and that's not great. Oh. Yeah, in fact, guys, we're not going to do a whip tonight. We're going to get this guy finished, and that's pretty much going to be me finished at the same time. And we haven't got long left to go, but we will make sure we raid somebody and pass on that hobby love. Apologies for that, but white or light grey is main colour, adding red or purple. Nice, Sanicass. Put it in the Discord. we're going to give away a Tyranid army. I need to know how you guys want it painted. It's you guys that are going to win that army. It's the stream's army. It's not just mine. There we go. So we've got our super bright orbs. Whatever. No whip. Sorry, mate. Look, I'd love to, but fucking hard enough. Just doing this. Sorry. Yeah, basically, I've got a dust allergy. So anything that is dusty, like for instance pigments, but normally just regular old dust is enough to set it off. Oh. Sorry, bro. I know you've got some stuff you want to show off, and like, believe me, I'd like to see it. So, oh, that's not locating it. All right, let's give this guy a shave. Oh. Cheers, dude. I appreciate your understanding. But Mr. Imperial Bunker, when can we come down and film more battle reports? Because the crowd, they want to see it. People want to be entertained. So, like when is the COVID day on the exit plan that we were allowed to come and film some more? Because the Studio Necron army is going to get finished off this weekend. I'm hoping we can get all of the rest of the work done on the last batch that we put together and painted. Just got highlights to do, essentially, on 4,000 points of Necrons and a little bit of work on the Silent King. Lee, you take care, bro. Thanks for dropping by as always, man. Right, let's give that a shot now. This is very fiddly, and that just doesn't appear to want to locate. What's the easiest way of doing this? Frozen! Hey, dude. Oh, I'm afraid you've caught me in a bit of a bad night. We're closing out the stream a little early today and calling it. I have a dust allergy that I basically set off on Sunday, deep cleaning my desk. I didn't think I needed to wear my mask, basically because I sort of hoovered the desk beforehand and deep cleaned it to put in these new screens. We've got two brand new 28-inch monitors we've just put in. And was cleaning like underneath them and around them and everything else. And it turns out I was wrong, and I did need to wear that mask. And so I've been like sneezing and spluttering and blowing my nose all night. We're just going to put this guy together. We've got two little parts of this to assemble, and then we are calling it. So sorry you've come into a shorter stream, but you are absolutely just as welcome as always. How are you? How is your stream? Have you recovered yet from your weekend of crazy streaming? Gumbellina, you take care, bro. Looks like it's not just me that's dropping today. It's everyone else too. Everyone should get one of those. Little Tac Life hobby tool. So good, so useful. Come on, you. There we go. Power! Yes. Yes. Let's get his gun on. Then we've got a base rim to do, and this guy's done. Doing Void Dragon's base tonight and finishing Lord of Contagion commission. Nice, dude. Very nice. I've been working on some Custodes. I've got 7 Forge World Dreadnoughts in the background of the stream tonight. Well, at least my background of the stream. Yours is still the same background. And some parts of it have been less than fun. Just getting the assembly done. We've all, anyone that is a commission painter, R.S. Blunden, cheers for the follow, will give you some sort of horror story of how I bought this Forge World thing and a client asked me to do this thing to it, and here's what happened. Every commission painter's got one of those stories. Forge World can go from being like good to being absolutely shocking in its quality, and these have been mostly okay, but some parts have been less good. Wow, that's really close to that wheel. What a weird sculpt. But there we go. There is our shot jump dragster. Just going to do his base rim nice and quick, and then he's finished. Job's a good one. We were hoping to start on Reikenor today. Reikenor the Summoner. Summoner? Is that right? Grimhaler. Reikenor the Grimhaler. Yeah, that hasn't happened, obviously. I do some work, possibly off stream with him, then, just to get him caught up. I want to get all the value layers down, and then we'll come in with some glazes through the airbrush and get him looking pretty damn sexy. Right, this is a pre-mixed, it's not thinner, pre-mixed 2-to-1 Vallejo Black primer and thinner. And this is perfect for doing base rims. Usually takes 2 passes. Especially if you've used powders or something like that, because they'll leave a bit of a residue on this area of the mini. And you're sort of painting over those, and it's going to give you less of a clean finish. But for anyone that uses airbrush primers a lot, like I always thin mine 2-to-1, and I never get any issues with it going through the airbrush that way. It's always coming out clean. It doesn't take like 1,000 coats, so you know your priming doesn't take you half a day. Pre-mix it, you know, measure it out with some shot glasses or something. Bam, done. What do you think about new AOS Vampire Lords? I don't really like the Maleficent one, the newest one that they've revealed. Not sure why. I think it's the head, and I think the paint, actually. Yeah, I think that the artist's not necessarily nailed. I'm not sure why exactly I think that. Get face, I'm okay with that. It's not like it eats a highly nutritious, balanced diet. You know, is this red and wet? Yes. Sounds like my mother-in-law. I mean, I bet she could race that to the end of a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc. No, that'd be white. Syria. There we go. That's what I was trying to think of. Cabernet Sauvignon. That's it. Yeah, I don't mind the thin part of it. I think overall the faction looks great. I had a Vampire Counts army back in the day, so I love the fact that these guys are coming back and getting some love. Big fan. I like them a lot better than the new Orc Age of Sigmar army. Which looks terrible. The one mini that they've shown everyone looks terrible. That's it. Oh. Yes, Blood Knights. They look awesome. My favourite is the Black Knight, the White King, because that's like the what do you call it when you it's like a remastered version of the OG guy back in the day. Right, that's it. That is our shotgun Dragsta. Let's quickly dry this down, and he's good to go. Finished. Get some photos and send him out to the winner, Liamski. Dry down by itself. But there you go, dudes. I hope you've enjoyed the painting process on this Sons of Rolo. Thank you very, very much, dude. But look at that. Very cool. So you saw how to paint yellow. That's a YouTube video that went up. Took you through all of the steps in painting yellow that looks super, super vivid, super easily. I had to pull up the Blood Angels guy we did at the same time, but he's now with his new owner. We've just done all the powders, the metal work was obviously quite easy. Orc Flesh, we've done a video tutorial on that as well. It was a different way of doing it to this, but it's there. There you go. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in to watch that, and of course tonight's show. Sorry we're cutting it short. But I'm about to just go hang my head over a sink, I think, and just let everything drain out, possibly including my brain. We'll see. For now, though, let's go and find somebody on Twitch. Pass on the hobby love. Who have we got? Who have we got? Let's see. Lots of Warhammer people, but not so much. Let's see what Mango Smasher's doing. An ad. Let's see what Slow Fuse is doing. Jen's painting a cat. Jen's painting a cat. That's it. We're good. We're heading there. Slow Fuse is painting a sick looking undead dude. Okay. So if you guys could do me a real solid favour and just give Jason and Jen my apologies. I'm going to raid and run. Thanks for streaming. Me or my nose, both accurate at this point. So yeah, please give my apologies to them for not sticking around. We're literally going to press this button and then go. Thank you again to all of you. Remember, I need your submissions for what you would like to see me paint our new Tyranid army that we're raffling off on our stream's birthday in the Discord. Use the Streamiversary list channel for that. I'll see you back here on Thursday night live at 9 PM. Take care, everyone.